Peggy 18.
When we developed the first Metro, I think the main idea was to create something extraordinary. It was completely unknown, uncharted territory. We created something from scratch, just a small group of guys. The first one, it's Andrei Prokhorov, creative director. Oles Sheskovshovs, it's our technical genius. Everybody, I think, in the render world knew his name. Alex Maximchuk is also our game engine programmer, very powerful programmer. And Andrei Tkachenko is art director from Stoka. Their names give the name of this company.
Team was created in GSC game world time. Later just moved to Foray. Nervous time. Small dark office in the middle of nowhere. Limited resources. It was like self-finance time. And we tried quickly find publisher. Otherwise we done.
Originally, when developing Metro 2033, it was kind of a unique situation because it's this small team that hadn't really been heard of before. The members had been heard of from previous game, but it was still kind of this crazy small development studio in Ukraine. And from the publisher's perspective, it was something so uniquely different.
Initially, it was gathered from unusual people, unique people, and that key uniqueness lasts even to this point. No matter how we changed in terms of how many people have arrived into the company, how many people left, the uniqueness, the original uniqueness is still here. We have different tools and we have different, not like a culture, but a set of personal skills or personal traits assembled, accumulated in that weird company.
There were about 20 people in the early days, and all these people went at that days and now create really beautiful and quite atmospheric games. Games that involve in our industry something new. Games that try to discover very important things of our life or our future life.
We already have a lot of experience with Stalker, which was mostly open world oriented. And when we finish this project, we feel that we want more power on this narrative-driven gameplay to put this atmosphere of Stalker, of this abandoned beauty, and fill it with some very great narration.
I really like novel of Gluchovsky. It's a really cool idea, hiding from nuclear war. Idea of metro tunnels give us perfect setting to create linear cinematic game.
First, we finished first outdoor level. First, these frozen ruined streets of Moscow. It was like completely stunning experience for us. All these frozen winds, squeaking sounds, abandoned cars, skeletons all around. It was so natural.
Moving to Metro Exodus, here it's more connected with nature of our team. With each project, we trying to make step ahead. Moving from underground metro system of Moscow, create intercontinental journey through post-apocalyptic Russia. It was exactly our scale.
Metro Exodus is a story-driven, epic post-apocalyptic shooter. It takes place in Russia. This time, the game spans the entire continent of Russia. It takes place over the course of a year. We get to venture outside of Moscow for the first time in the series. It's something also that fans have been asking for.
Metro Exodus после метро 2033 и 2033 Last Light — это такой некий глоток свежего воздуха. Когда мы ходили два проекта по туннелю, наконец-то мы открыли люк на поверхность, вышли. И, наверное, как это было показано в трейлере самом первом, когда главный герой Артем снимает маску, наконец-то чувствует этот свежий воздух, и перед ним открывается яркая картинка.
The idea of this new metro was crazy. How do we even achieve such a scale? From all this metro linear roller coaster to this journey across the huge wasteland with different seasons. But everyone was so excited about it. We need different seasons, we need 1 year, we need different situation. Every fear, they just like vanished. And we like this train, like Aurora, began to speed up and build and build and build.
Let's move out, Artyom.
Вроде бы все понятно. Должна быть большая локация. Насколько может быть мир другим, прекрасным и интересным в разных красках, показать межсезонье. В общем-то, вот такой сделать большой-большой шаг вперед вдаль.
Every season should have this own unique face to present to player, to feel it completely. So if we're making autumn, we need a lot of trees. We need nature, because nature and autumn is perfect. But if we put some metro stuff in it, it will be just amazing. If we're making summer, it should be heat, it should be desert storms, it should be all these rusty ships just lying on the ground. Spring, it should be dirt everywhere, it should be all kinds of flooded metal to show all these rains and storm, and everything should be so rusty. So unique face for every season. That was our major goal. Because metro is a handcrafted experience. Everything placed, everything set up in the scene along the player's way is always made it by hand.
Creating virtual worlds, it's like mini gods. In first day I created terrain. In second day I created rivers and lakes. In fourth day I created forests. In fifth day I put monsters and people there. It's a really cool profession. That's why working hard here, it's not something that we suffering here. No, we are doing that because it's really cool.
We want most freedom. Freedom for us, freedom for players, freedom for our dreams.
Ну, такая немножко сумасшедшая команда. Работать сложно, но весело.
Like we always feel ourselves on the edge. Sometimes it was so hard moments for company, for people, for team members. And we always find a way to get through, no matter how bad. I think that was the beginning of this underdog Spartans like movement. We are Spartans, we have to stand and fight.
And basically we are achieving all goals which we set to ourselves in 2005 and continue to achieve them. So we are not going to stop. If early days it was brave Spartans with flame in the heart, now it's professional warriors, but still with flame in the heart.
The last century was a very harsh environment for all people living on this territory. Two empire collapses, a bunch of revolutions, fought for independence. All these combined events create all this beauty of ruined landscape, with ruined buildings, old rusty harbors, abandoned villages, and broken roads. This is like part of a soul, nothing you can forget. This is what we try to show, finding the way to show the people the beauty of destroyed world in the art of the game. All studios may face the same problems, and for us, I think the first and the hardest part was to create technology.
We produced our own engine, and I think there's two reasons to do that. One is that we want to do this. We want to have every bit of this. This is ours. We want to have our stamp on it. But also, I mean, doing your own engine, it comes with the benefit of you understanding it really, really well.
We have really amazing programmers. We have amazing render programmers. It's our engine. We have this flexibility for our programmers to adjust it to our needs. Our visual is really one of the best out there.
I always say that our artists and our programmers are just wizards. They make things that nobody else can.
We've moved the engine forward. It looks really good. It's a nice piece of technology to work with. It's well engineered. You feel like you have freedom to develop it and be creative and come up with new ideas and experiment and improve and optimize. And so it's just fun to work with as a rendering programmer to have a piece of software like that.
I would describe 4A Games as the bunch of geniuses that don't know that they are geniuses.
Metro is a really good-looking game. Everyone is very excited about the pipeline and the technical ability or capacity of our engine. This beauty on the screen, it looks absolutely amazing.
It's quite magical.
Это безумно увлекательно работать над таким проектом, который содержит такое количество славянской культуры. Мне кажется, что игра настолько атмосферная, что игрок действительно может ощутить свое пребывание в заброшенном городе, под землей, в поезде, где-нибудь в тоннеле, потому что настолько много деталей во всех спектрах игры, что, мне кажется, это делает игру очень интересной и увлекательной.
From a gamer point of view, I like that I feel that I'm looking at something believable. I feel that quite a lot when I'm playing, especially in the bridge where you're running through like the melting snow and there's these little puddles and the muddy surface, and you believe it, it's tactile, it's real. Metro has a specific look. There's sort of a grimy post-apocalyptic world. It's not shiny, it's dirty. The weapons they're grubby, they're rusty.
Weapons look like they've been salvaged from a specific area in that world. We had several rules established that helped us to define visuals and the mechanical part of that, being physically accurate as possible. We are kind of proud about mechanical accuracies all over the game.
Everything was built up to support all these cool weapons, and when weapon team make all these weapons combined from different parts, it's so cool, so detailed.
I really like the revolver as well. The revolver, man. Sometimes I go for the silencer when I want to have a small approach, and then actually switch to the long barrel with the scope.
Depends if it's a monster that I want to kill, I bring the long barrel. It's like, okay, there is a monster, they're like looking, just sneaking around, I just bring the long barrel.
Players can choose how they want to approach something, and things like introducing the backpack allow players to adapt if they do make a choice that isn't the right one for a situation and they need to quickly change their loadout, change from close range weapons to something long range, or change from something more stealth oriented to something that's more damage oriented. The nature of introducing open environments means we need to allow the player to have a lot more freedom, a lot more choice, a lot more customization, a lot more control over their loadout, how they play, what tools they are able to use in order to play the way that they want to play. Attachments and modifications that you find for the weapons change the properties, change the functionality, change the look.
We came with this perfect mechanic. All your weapons coming with dust or dirt, and you need to spend resources to make it shiny and awesome.
The dirt mechanic, actually, I'm kind of proud of this. The more you jump in water, the more you are in dusty, muddy area, and then your face covered with dirt and your gun is covered with dirt. It decreases certain parameters, and you can see it. But you mostly, when you start shooting when it's super dirty, it can overheat and jump.
When you just came out of some darkest dungeon with your mask cracked, with your weapons fully dirted, without ammo, and you came to the nearest workbench, and it feels like, and you began to clean all your weapons, making the right bullets for you, changing equipments. So there is so much gameplay just around the weapons. It's most outstanding feature. As for the crafting, of course, we doesn't have any suppliers, traders. All the Westland player doesn't know what to expect next, friendly or hostile. So we need to provide player with opportunity to create something and support exploring mechanic of the game. So we try to create a simple crafting system which will help us to provide player the right amount of resources, so he can resupply a little bit with the ammo and with medkits, with filters, everything he needs to survive all this radioactive wasteland.
These are all new things that we never really had before in previous Metro games. And this time around, we're able to give players a lot more freedom and control over that. It's something players have asked for Metro Exodus. Prop's answer would be, you want more freedom? Here, take it.
I'm finishing playing pre-certification build now, and I am finishing it very slow, like tasty wine, like sip, because I don't want to hurry. We always did our game for ourselves, not because of some marketing thoughts. No, we did all our game to play by ourselves. This way we always found additional couple more million players who will love it. I believe Metro Exodus find even more.
We put souls in this game. We just express ourselves to make other people be more happier when they play.
It's the hardest project we ever make. We always try to find our own way. Usually when you make next project, it should be simpler because you have a lot of experience, a lot of technology, but we push so many boundaries with Metro Exodus in ourselves, in our technology, in expanding our team. No stones was left unturned. And I think this is the main achievement of the team. To build such a team who can produce such a huge environment, such details, with a lot of gameplay and story. This is the main achievement for the team.
We're not trying to get a game as service or those new trends. We're still aiming for this is what you guys asked for, we're gonna deliver.
A pure single-player, first-person shooter game that proposes an open-level design, but with a narrative that still has urgency. I think that's what I'm most proud of, for sure.
Metro has always uniquely been about stepping into Artyom's shoes, becoming Artyom, experiencing what life is like in that world, making the choices that you make as you play through, defining who that character is that you're playing as. We don't want you to sit down and play Metro and feel like you're playing a game. We want you to step through your monitor and actually participate in the world.
For me, exploration is the key. So before I approach a situation, I try to see what is the best angle of attack. Then I strike. But when I strike, I have meticulously planned the escape route, where the guys are coming, so I know kind of the location before. So I have to sneak a bit, enough for me to get the knowledge I need to overcome this specific situation.
The game allows you to play as an old-school, hardcore player, whether you are taking the stealth approach or you take the firearm approach. I take the second, and I may feel a big challenge to that, and I am happy to overcome the challenge. And people who are playing stealth are also happy. That's quite difficult to achieve in one large project like that, which was our goal, actually. I believe we have succeeded.
The game is enjoyable as hell in both ways. And in both ways, it's also rewarding.
We took real care to make sure that the player understands the story no matter the way he might approach it. You might go for a full run and gun, and you could still get what's going on. It's not like you will be depriving yourself of any understanding of the people you are meeting or the events you're going through. But you will certainly lose some of the extras we put into the game. But then again, you're having fun. That's what matters.
I'm the god of stealth. I'm a shadow in the night.
And I'm the, if it moves,
kill it.
We've always wanted the world to react to players' decisions and how they like to approach situations. And so we've always had this underlying system that's been hidden to allow the player to play as they would naturally play and then be able to see the consequences of how they play. There are a lot more opportunities for players to make decisions that might have consequences, and there's a lot more opportunities for players to see those consequences. It's more about immersing yourself in the world and the world reacting realistically to what you do.
now we have much more living and atmospheric experience than in previous Metro game, because even in combat, morality and question of morality, helping our story, helping our world to show player all you do, all decision, kill or don't kill. It's important because it's not just simple shooter. When behavior, story, AI working together, it's a part of a whole atmospheric system.
One of my favorite features in the game, first is our weapons, how they look, feel, and play. And the second is the huge improvement in the AI. We have really complicated system. Creatures, they decide what should they do next. Do they need to attack? Do they need to retreat? Considering how many monsters are in their group, how many scary monsters are in another group, and how this all works together and works not only between two groups of monsters, but also with the player influence on all the situation, makes a lot of great random encounters in the game.
We try to simulate like in real world. It's very important to create in player a feeling of real and breathing world.
В общем, с момента обсуждения концепции игры с лидом мы пришли к выводу, что чем более детализированным будет звучание, тем более реалистичнее будет картинка. Для того, чтобы погрузить игрока в настоящую реальность, все-таки важно уделить внимание каждой мелочи. По максимуму мы стараемся озвучить все пространство, которое представлено на картинке, и то, как это происходит в реальной жизни.
We have this saying that fear has wide eyes, and I must say fear has wide ears. The first-person shooters are mostly about the action, but in Metro you can sit back and just enjoy the sound scenery of each level.
Making a good game is not the work for one or two persons. It's a huge team that's working hard for the years. I didn't think that it would be so tough making and testing games. Testing is fun and easy. It's like riding a bike while bike is on fire and you are on fire and everything is on fire and you're in hell. My experience was something like that. When some kind of face effects and rigs and physics and ragdoll are bugging, it always looks very funny. We have special storage when we make screenshots or short videos. We store it for the years, and when you feel sad or something like that, you open the directory, look at the screenshots. It's kind of fun.
Stepan, we're breaking camp!
I think coming to the end of the project, it's always kind of surreal. We spent 3-4 years working on something. The team's accomplishments progress over that time from ground zero, and you don't get to really like step back and see what this thing looks like as an entire product as easily as you might think. And when you do get those chances, it's pretty cool to see. And when you finally start to put all those pieces together, it was a huge moment because we actually got to see how all of that effort leading up to that point comes together into something that feels like a game and feels like an experience and feels like something that's a real product that we can release that players can enjoy. And it feels like it's something that you can really be proud of. Like, wow, it's like, it's a cool thing to see it in a box. There's always that feeling of like, wow, we did it.
It's hard to believe that the things we make here are beloved to the millions of people, and that's the most thing I'm proud of, that we're making the product that so many people like.
Я считаю, когда ты играешь в игру, которую ты делал несколько лет, и она тебе действительно нравится, и ты знаешь, что ты принимал участие вот в этом классном проекте, то ты можешь гордиться этим.
Everyone is proud of what they've created here, the way the 4A is. Everyone is here doing what they want to do. From the very early days when the team got together and they said, we're going to make our own engine, we're going to make our own games. And they set out with a specific game in mind as well. The original Metro 2033, that was the game they wanted to make. So everyone has that sort of mentality of, this is a position they want to be in. it's a really friendly environment. Everyone wants to be there as well. Everyone wants to be around the team. One of our company heads, Prof, is absolutely amazing at rallying the troops with his Spartan speeches. And there's that sort of sense of camaraderie sticks, and it really holds the team together.
During working on beta version, I received stroke, and team finishing the game without me. So playing the game, I'm really proud that I worry about that. No, perfect. I'm worried about that. No. So guys did it perfect.
We're working on a passion project. I do know that quite a lot of studios have something that they love and they work on it and they're pretty happy about that. But with us, it's maybe a bit different in that we're working from our personal experiences and it is a unique type of fun.
I would say that I'm mostly proud actually about our relationship. We stayed kind of friends and friend relationship between each other, and we managed to finish this project working actually all together as a team.
We always really find a way to achieve our dreams, to follow it, and there's always a price for these dreams. This is mainly what the story of Artyom is about, his fight, his way to his dreams. We never place comfort of our working before our goals. It's all only possible when all people lives and works like one family. We know, like, if we work hard, we will achieve, we will follow our dreams, everything comes through.